Ah, got crazy girl. So we're gonna do a little. I'm gonna probably get her to start doing like a bed, um, just to show you, and you can think of if you want to do it or not. For I don't know if you're starting to get her a lot more freedoms in the house, right? But having a bed to go to settle down is pretty good, right? So say you're getting her freedom and starting to get a little jazzed up, you just send her to her bed. She lays down for a few seconds, bring the brain down, and then if you see you're working it too much or she's breaking it too much, you would then utilize going back to the crate. Right? So it's kind of a negative punishment. You're taking away the reward of being out with us because you're a little too amped up. And first, you got to make sure she's exercised, right? If she's properly exercised, even if she is properly exercised, when you start giving her more freedoms, she's going to be a puppy, right? So that's where having like a little leash on in the house is really good. Good girl. Help prevent all the stuff you don't like, right? So this is one you can just like stand in your front yard and just let her go do whatever. Or you can, I usually have a hard time standing still, so I do the walking. But you can totally just stand there, let her go out, check stuff out. This gives her the 30 feet, and she'll start checking in at that 30 feet. So she doesn't hit the. Oh, it would help if I still had a hold of it, right? It's a good one. Just let her go, whatever, right? She hits the least pressure. I'm not doing anything. If she releases it a little, I'll go with her to that sniff. If she comes back, I can reward her for coming back. Do, 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 do. Good girl. Did I drop one? Go find it. We're gonna work on this now, right? Any new environment, right? Any place you plan on taking her, that's a new environment. Just let her go check stuff out. 30 feet of freedom, right? Don't even bother calling her and all that kind of stuff. Stand there, let her come to you. Reward it food, affection. Affection is your best one. Right, when she forgets about you. Good girl. Walk one way when she forgets about you. Right. You stop. Well, pop her on the butt. Right. You go the other way. Good girl. Right. Let's see. We want to start doing this. There's a lot going on, right? You want some more water? She drank almost a whole bowl of water. I feel like she's got to poop. Right? Oh, we're out of the screen, girl. You knew that. Good job. You don't like to sit still, do you? Say, hey, you know, I'm a puppy in a new place. It's exciting. Right? So, some people will say that using just a regular bed or even like a flat mat, like I've told people to use like a floor mat to give them a space. So when you're doing your bed, or go to bed or place, right? Uh, you want something that's not arbitrary, right? So some kind of something so they know. Now I've seen people say uh, that if you're not using a pet cot, it's not going to work as good. Man, I don't know. I don't like telling people to buy something they're going to use like for 3 months, right? A lot of people don't want a big old pet cot. They don't mind putting a dog bed, but I think I feel like as long as it's not an arbitrary spot, I think the mat on the floor is harder than if you've got a dog bed to use. That's much better than just like a little mat or even sometimes a blanket because it's more flat on the floor. Where dog beds actually have a little bit of elevation, and these cots obviously have more, right? Right. So, anyways, whatever you're gonna use, just lure her up. Good. Mark and reward, right? If she wants to get off, I almost always will use a little leash pressure from the start. As in, so she can't get off, not adding pressure. Break. Right? Just lure her up. Good. Break. And the key with that is, you don't want to try to do too much duration to start. I think I kind of probably did the first one. Ready? Good. Break. And she's already got a pretty good down, right? So you can. Now I've seen people say bed or place, and then they get them up there, and then they do the sit and the down. So they go place, sit, down, right? I used to do that because that's the way I was showed, but I've seen other people that they just use the one command, right? So you would do place, get her up, good, and you can feed the bed. Break. You can feed the bed if you want. I don't think it really adds anything. It might. Some people do, some people don't. I don't think it really adds that much. Plus, unless they're having a really hard time staying on it, right? If they're having a really hard time staying on it and they're super antsy about it, then I'll feed the bed. But generally, I like the food coming out of my hand, right? And I like to start with all different directions. Good. From the start. A lot of people just do one way to start with. I don't know why. Break. Good. Break. Right. So I'm going to say place. It doesn't. You can figure out what words you're going to do, but I'm going to use the place. If you want to use bed because it's easier for you. And then here's where a lot of people say you don't want to use. The reason most people use place is because with the kids, you might be like, hey, you guys got to go to bed. Now, if she goes to the bed, then hey, that's cool too. But they say if you use it a lot, but you're not actually talking to the dog with it, it kind of waters it down. Break. Right? So you want to be pretty close. We got her going on it pretty good. Ready? Place. The word. Start the motion. Good. Mark and reward. Break. Right? And place. Good. Now let's see. Break. Right? Now let's go to no bait. She should, because we've done so much with her already. She should just follow the hand. Anyways, I might not have needed bait to start with. It's always good to start with it. Ready? Place. She didn't even need the motion right. Good. So now it's a reward, right? Break. that was a crumb. That wasn't fair, was it, Rosie? A stupid little piece of crumb. Ready? Place. Good. We'll see. Give her a little duration. Break. Me personally, when I do the place, with my guys, I don't care if it's a down or a sit or just standing on it, as long as they're on it, right? Now, if we were doing this kind of specifically for inside, I would probably require the down every time, right? And if so, like that one, we got the down, and then when I went to reward the duration, right? Good girl. When I went to reward the duration, she got up. For me, I'm not gonna note and then say the word again. When I do that, as if they come off, right? So say she would have came off to come to where I was putting my hand in my pocket, then I would have been like, nope, place, even from the start. Break, right? Ready, place. Little motion and a little hand signal, and then just patience and wait for it. Good. And you can throw food too. You can go break, but that gets into the I prefer it to be coming from me, right? Break. So it depends. What's going on, buddy? Ready, sit. Good. Stay. Good. Now this is when these ones are when I do throw it. Like when I do a stay, and I don't come back to the heel spot. Like if I come back to good, if I come back to the heel spot, and see she picked her butt up, it's because it's a new weird thing, probably. And then so I just wait till it gets back in there. It's not a big deal. It'll fix itself. Break. So if I come back to the heel spot, I'll use my food, right? If I don't come back to the heel spot, sit, stay. She's about to go into a down, right? Good girl. So if I'm going to break her and I don't go back to the heel spot, I'll go break, right? Because I like to break them backwards. A lot of people don't do it that way, and they get really good stuff. So it doesn't matter breaking forward, breaking backwards. Depends on the big picture. I would say if you're going to have her, if you're trying to look to have her sit and stay while you go out, check the mail, and the door's wide open, I would always break backwards. If that's not part of the plan, then who cares if she does break it, she comes up 1 or 2 steps. The idea behind it breaking backwards is that even if they break and say they want to run for something, they might just only break 1 or 2 steps. But I don't know. I don't know. Everybody has their theories about stuff. And everybody and other people say that people's theories are wrong. So I'm just big on seeing what works for the people, what works for the dog, right? If the dog's looking confused, then we need to tighten things up, right? Oh, did you have breakfast today? You're very hungry. And sometimes don't even use your words. Sometimes just do baited lures. Who cares, right? Good. Good. I should be better about always using my markers though. That's a hard one, right? Nothing's that hard when they're following the food. And motion, right? Good. And break. What do you think? What do you think? That's enough for this session, right? Let's see, we tried to play. We did recall games. Now we got to do something fun, right? Fast, slow, fast, slow. The idea is they start learning. If they're over hyper, like super hyper, sometimes it's better to take longer, slower sessions, right? So they start always anticipating that really fun stuff. Oh my God, yeah, and they're super, super excited. Try to work on, so, or even just when you get to a point, right? When they're younger, you want to do a lot more play. Now she's getting a little older, maybe work into, this was 15 minutes, right? So that's 15 minutes of slow work, whereas the recall games was 3 or 4 minutes, right? So that'll help start slowing the brain down too. I don't know how much water's over there.